Hi and Assalamualaikum. My name is Nurul Raihana and today me and my partner Luqman Arif would like to discuss on several critical incidents in a movie entitled Dying to Be You. This thriller movie starts with Lily Anderson's 4th grade class receiving pen pals. Molly Cumberland, who lives on a farm in Nebraska, was given to Lily, who lives in the city of Chicago. Even at college, the girls continue to communicate, always planning to visit one another. Molly keeps her word when she arrives at Lily's door for her 25th birthday celebration. And during the visit, Molly informed Lily that she's going through a hard time and requests to live with her for a period of time. Lily, who was overjoyed to see her friends, had no suspicions and allowed her to stay with her until she realized Molly had no intention of leaving and wanted to take control of her life. Move on to the synopsis of the excerpt. The scene describes a scenario at the workplace in which Lily Anderson, played by Alice Gatien, is given a task by her boss to persuade Mr. Mondavi to approve their company's suggestion for his new house, which represents himself. Mr. Mondavi chooses Lily's company to manage the constructions and design of his house as an outcome of her outstanding work. Days passed and everything appeared to be fine until Lily received news from the cops that her boyfriend Matthew, that played by Tom Stevens, has been stabbed 7 times and died.
Can you just describe your plan for the rooms to me?
Most people find the visual helpful.
I'm not most people.
Right.
Do you need more time to prepare? 2 weeks seem like enough time to me, but then again, I'm not a creative.
Have you ever been to Versailles?
Versailles? Yes, many years ago.
The first critical incident is on Lily's critical thinking skills. Mr. Mondavi is reluctant to view the board that Lily has prepared, so she tries to divert his attention with questions that are unpredictable but ultimately lead to the meeting's main topic. This demonstrates Lily's incredible ability to draw people's attention in her own unique way, despite Mr. Mondavi's lack of interest earlier. The effect is, despite Mr. Mondavi's objection to seeing the board Lily has prepared, she managed to convey his attention only with her words. She was well prepared on what her client loves in order to catch their interest. As a result, Mr. Mondavi is interested in Lily's project. For recommendation, critical thinking is a skill that is required in unexpected situations, particularly when communicating with important clients, in order to make a great first impression that will help create customer relationship and sales.
What's your point?
I'm suggesting we take something opulent and classic, like Versailles, but we put it through a good old American no-nonsense filter. That will leave you with a home that is the perfect representation of both the hard work and good taste that got you to this point in your life.
Go on.
Ever heard of a color called Himalayan salt?
Next, the scene on Lily's facial expression. Mr. Mondavi had shown no interest in Lily since she entered the meeting room, and Lily managed to keep her facial expression under control. She also uses her expression to portray her thoughts about Mr. Mondavi's future home. That pleased Mr. Mondavi's interest in Lily's suggestion. Your facial expressions are equally as crucial as the text itself in conveying messages. They allow you to the opportunity to emphasize your idea and distract your audience. That pleased Mr. Mondavi's interest in Lily's ideas. As a recommendation, when it comes to face-to-face communications, employees should be trained on proper facial expressions. Workers can show they are paying attention to their co-workers or client by smiling slightly, nodding sometimes, and maintaining good eye contact while listening.
I know that this is a big shock, but I'm afraid we have to ask you some questions.
Can't you give her a minute? Time is critical right now.
I'll try to help.
Your boyfriend was stabbed a total of 7 times between the hours of 9 and 11 p.m. last night.
I realize this is difficult to hear. Can you tell us where you were during that time? At home? Then I went to Matthew's around 11 o'clock. I wanted to talk to him.
Do you recognize this?
The third scene is to well cooperate. Despite her astonishment at knowing that his boyfriend has been killed, Lily is willing to give her statement to assist the police in their investigation. She managed to control her emotions and give full cooperation to hunt down the criminal. The investigation went smoothly as Lily gave her full cooperation. Using the information Lily has provided, police can link the scene to any evidence discovered during the interrogations and take further action. As a recommendation, employees are more productive and tasks are complete more quickly and efficiently when they devote more time to their obligations in a cooperative workplace. With Lily cooperations, the investigation ended earlier and police gained more clues. And that is for my part. Other critical incident will deliver by my partner.
Lily! Mondavi's early.
Mr. Mondavi, I'm Lily Anderson.
I got here a little early. My driver knows all the shortcuts. So, what do you got for me?
I have some boards to show you, with some furniture ideas and fabric swatches.
Are the boards necessary?
What do you mean?
Well, can you just describe your plan for the rooms to me?
Most people find the visual helpful.
I'm not most people.
Right.
Do you need more time to prepare? 2 weeks seem like enough time to me, but then again, I'm not a creative.
The fourth critical incident is lack of respect. Since Mr. Mondavi has arrived early at the Lily's office, he shows a bad facial expression while asking Lily about his home design. Also, Mr. Mondavi acted very rude when he saw Lily look like she does not prepare well. This action makes Lily surprised and failed to give an excellent introduction about her design presentation. Also, Lily has encountered a hard time when her client, Mr. Mondavi, shows no interest on what she is going to present. As a recommendation, we should respect everyone no matter who they are. In this case, Mr. Mondavi should excuse or say sorry to Lily as he arrived earlier than what they have agreed. Also, Mr. Mondavi should give a better facial expression and a proper body language rather than being rude.
Lily, you okay?
I'm worried about Matthew. He wasn't at home last night. He's not answering my calls or emails.
You know, artists, they can get so focused on their work that they temporarily forget about everything else. I'm sure you'll hear from him soon.
You're right. I just hope I haven't let things unravel too much.
That guy is crazy about you.
Anyone ever told you you're a great person to talk to?
That's what I'm here for. Somebody left you a gift.
The fifth critical incident is lack of professionalism. Lily has been emotional as her boyfriend, Matthew, ignored her and went missing last night. This issue seems to disturb the work performance of Lily herself. Because of that, Lily was advised by her boss, Mr. Gordon, to not bring her personal problems into the office. He told her to be more professional and focus on her job as she is an artist. Those acts may disturb her performance during working. As for the recommendation, we should separate our personal issue from our job. Mixing personal problem while working will make our performance even worse. If you have any personal issue, you should ask for leave or deal with it after the working hours.
Lily, I'm sorry for your loss. I know that this is a big shock, but I'm afraid we have to ask you some questions.
Can't you give her a minute?
Time is critical right now.
I'll try to help.
Your boyfriend was stabbed a total of 7 times between the hours of 9 and 11 p.m. last night.
We realize this is difficult to hear. Can you tell us where you were during that time?
At home. Then I went to Matthew's around 11 o'clock. I wanted to talk to him.
You recognize this?
I left that for him last night.
This places you at the scene at the approximate time of the murder.
You think I would write a note, slip it under the door, then come in and hurt Matthew?
You say you slid it under the door?
I put it under the door and then I left.
We found it on the workbench.
Maybe Matthew read it.
Or maybe the killer.
What did you want to talk to Matthew about?
I was upset about some issues I've been having with my roommate.
What kind of issues?
She's a friend who's been staying with me indefinitely. At least I thought she was a friend. Not so sure anymore.
We're gonna need to speak to your roommate.
Molly Cumberland. She actually works in the office here. Are we done?
Yeah, for now.
The last critical incident is improper workplace. There are 2 police officers interrogating Lily because Lily was suspected on her boyfriend's death. The interrogation was held in the room inside Lily's office. During the interrogation, Lily's boss, Mr. Gordon, also dared to calm and comfort her. The interrogation process went well before being disturbed and intercepted by Mr. Gordon. Also, during interrogation, there are few colleagues of Lily passing by the room, which made the interrogation even more unprofessional. As for recommendation, the interrogation should be held in highly authorized place, which are the police station. Also, the suspect should be interrogated alone to make sure that all the information gained are true. As in this case, there should be no one who can intercept the interrogation rather than the police officer itself. To conclude, there are a lot of things that we can learn from this video excerpt in terms of professional and unprofessional behavior in the workplace. This video excerpt highlights the importance of work ethics, proper communication, facial expression, and personality in the workplace. We can say that all these aspects do not only affect our relationship with others, but also teach us to work effectively. We must remember that when we are working, each of the related aspects need to be shown and perfectly practiced in order to increase our productivity and performance.